So, welcome everybody to another episode of Sundays with. Uh,
Hi, my name is Mish. I have a podcast as well. I will plug this. I might do it towards the end of the episode. But yeah, I'm just here right now to be a guest on. So I guess I can just go ahead and do the whole spiel. So you can follow me at the Mish Perspective. That'll be MEE, and that will be on Podcasters. So if you have Spotify Podcasters, it'll be on there. I'm currently doing a rebranding right now. If the stuff looks a little different when I get there, it's because I'm in that whole transition phase. But there are other episodes on there from prior year or so ago. And so if you guys want to check those out, you could. I am on TikTok as well under me potatoes 95. I be forgetting my own username. I ain't gonna lie. I tried, but
on all platforms. Yeah, all platforms. So yeah. So we got a very special episode for you guys today. We were kind of cracking up about it earlier when the show started. Today we're going to talk about, are good people thin and out, or is it just a mind my own business thing? Oftentimes we see things, we see like trouble happening, we see all this bad stuff happening, and if we're not recording, like if you're not that person, the person that immediately whips their phone out, you're the person that's like, yeah, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with me. And so, and you could be a good person, but that's just your response. So, that's why the question is, are good people in and out, or is it just a mind my own business thing? What do you
So me personally, I think that it's a bystander effect issue. If you're not sure what the bystander effect is, I have somewhat of a background in psychology. So the bystander effect, people are watching something happening, but they're not actively intervening, and so they're waiting for somebody to. And everyone has that same mindset at the same time, so no one's actually productively doing anything about the issue. And so I think the bystander effect is like under the whole umbrella, like the individualism and people not wanting to stand up for other people because they don't want to get canceled and things like that. Like I feel like uh, that's making being a society even harder because I believe we're community based and that you learn in life by having a quote unquote village or community. I was having this conversation with somebody earlier. Just because people want to be all on their own or me against the world or self made, and that's just not real. Not real.
So, basically, you're saying it's almost like a follower mentality versus a leader mentality. Everybody's waiting. Oh, who's going to step up? Who's going to save her? Who that kid drowning in the pool? Who's going to jump in and get that? Or like, oh no, it's sharks in the ocean. Who's going to go out there and get all those? So it's that that follower versus leader mentality. Okay, like who's going to make the first move?
Right, like that girl who got hit in the face with that brick. Like nobody said anything. They didn't do anything. Nobody took up for her. It was like that is an example of a bystander effect.
So now I don't know how true this is, but I heard that really didn't happen. But I don't know how true this is. I saw the video too, so I believe. I'm not gonna say I believe everything I see, but I saw the video. So and then the story behind it not being true was they like, oh, she does this. It's almost like insurance fraud kind of thing for her. Like that's her story.
I've never seen that.
But I've never seen who does that repetitively. I feel like that's a one and done insurance fraud move. Like that's not something you could just go state to state doing. Like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can like get this guy mad and he pretends to hit me with a brick and I get money from him. Because that's crazy. So I don't know. I don't think it was fake. I think it really happened.
And we'll leave that one.
I think on both sides, both genders are. But topic for another day. I think both genders. And certain people, it's hard for them to take it and handle it. I said certain people. It ain't got to be everybody, but definitely, certain people. I think it depends on how you were raised. How often you were told no, or get to your adult life. That's the worst case scenario for a lot of people. That's cool. You didn't get hurt.
I guess.
You didn't lose money. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that's why I say, me personally, like something like when I can do it, I try to do good. That's why I say when I can do it. Sometimes even when it's like my last, I believe people have to be their last.
Yeah.
I feel like people are good, but they keep it in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like they're good to people they know, and I get that. That's fair. That's fair. Right. You know what I'm saying? Support each other. So, we all live in the same world. So, would it be fair to also be good to each other? I mean, I get being good to people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I love seeing videos of people who, despite a person being homeless, and people trying to make an assumption of why they're homeless and why they don't deserve to have a handout, quote unquote, and then seeing people who know or have been in that situation where they didn't have anything, and people judging them based off of that solely and not how they got there or what circumstances could have been inflicted upon them that was out of their control that ended up making them homeless. And so I seen a video today where this guy took this homeless dude into a shop. He took him into a coffee shop that we will not name because free Palestine. Anyway, free DRT and free all of them. But also, the guy took him into the store, let him pick out whatever he wanted to drink, whatever he wanted to eat. The man was so thankful, so grateful. And he was just like, man, no one's ever been this nice to me. And it's just sad that we forget that these people are human. They breathe air like we breathe air. They need water. They need food. They need clothing. It's the wintertime right now, and I have the biggest, it's a form of survival's guilt, but not survival's guilt. Like, just guilt that they're on the streets in the cold and don't have a home, or people are mistreating them. And it's like, they could have already been being mistreated before being homeless, and then they continue that mistreatment. And it's just like,
yeah. And I feel like that's where you test it. But like it does though, like because it could, to an extent. But like when I see certain people in certain situations, I find myself making it my business because it could be me. And again, vice versa. I think people see me in certain situations and they're like, that could be me, and I don't want to see that. So they help me get out of it. So that's why I say, for me, I tend to pay that forward. Like if people do good for me, I pay that forward and do good for others. Of course, I return the doing good for the people, but like you want to always pay it forward. And I feel like that's going to be extended. I mean, you only can. I feel like you only can help one person at a time. Through. Or you can help multiple people. It depends on how you're doing it. It depends on your platform. Yeah, like you can help multiple people, or you can help. I'm saying like realistically speaking, like that's your mission. Focus on one person. Help that person. Kind of like that situation. That's how I feel.
I guess it depends on how you're helping them monetarily. I could see that if that's
that's why I say one person at a time. Yeah,
that's all you can do. Yes, but if you're uplifting someone's spirits, like sometimes like people just need an encouraging word.
Yeah, you can do multiple people. Yeah, you can fill a room.
That's what I aspire to do. Like I know that there are people who have said things on the internet, or interviews, or in books, or even when I've been to leadership events and they've said these things on stage, not knowing how monumental those things were for me, and that they sat with me and they resonated. And I'll never forget those things, unless, of course, acting upon or whatever. But to me, they stand out. And I feel like when you know truth and you hear it, it resonates for sure. So I feel like us knowing that people need community and camaraderie, when you see someone in need and you turn a blind eye, like a part of you knows you're doing wrong to an extent. I mean, because like you could have done anything. You could have offered them a sandwich, or
just check in.
Do you need a blanket or a jacket? I gotta do better about that as well.
Just
myself.
Checking in. Hey, how are you today?
Yeah. Whatever I got, I could share.
I know anything helps. I remember.
I wish people were more like that, like we used to be. Like if someone was short of something in a village, everyone come together to make sure you have what you need. That might have been the first meal he's had in a day.
But yeah, you just, and then it's like again, it could be you. Like the finances in the world is crazy right now. The economy is wild. So don't ever think it can't be you. So that's what I'm saying.
Telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you got to look at somebody's circumstances.
You're like 2 life crises, 9 out of 10 for the majority of the public being
right. Like I know it's like homeless people in Miami that used to be like doctors and lawyers. So it's like so it could be you. You know what I mean? So So that's why I say, like, I feel like if you can do something, I'm not going to do something all the time because you got to take care of yourself too. I get it. You got to take care of your family. If you can do something, because you're one person. So you got to think about that. If everybody carries that attitude, if I can do something, I will. It's a million people in the world that can do something. So will they do it? So you got to think a million people can turn into $1 million real quick. That's $1 a person. You know what I'm saying? That's how easy it is. Like we give to all these foundations. And I believe most of them are real. I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe most of them are, but some of them I'm just like, where that money going for real? But it's like, where is that money going for real? So, damn, Central.
If you take the food home that we about to throw out anyway, if you work in this establishment, you're stealing.
Yeah, that's illegal.
So,
stealing trash is illegal.
Yeah, stealing trash. Who came up with that?
I don't know, but stealing trash is illegal. You gotta be careful.
This is America.
Stealing trash is illegal. But yeah, I've worked in an establishment like that. You know, whatever we didn't sell, we threw away. And occasionally they'll say, "Oh yeah, you eat one thing," but it's like
you better throw all this out, and we can take this to the shelter. The shelter will probably love that because they don't probably have enough for the abundance to give.
And it's not even take it to a shelter. Like
shelter.
If you work was that, but I'm saying another example. You know, you'd have to. I wouldn't say play favorite, but there's so many shelters. Which one would you go to first? But I guess if you do it so often, you can do all.
If it's every week or every night of the week,
but depending on your establishment, he'll probably take. If it's too much for him, he will take it to his friend.
I don't know.
First of all,
some of them don't roll with people.
That's true.
Down in like Charleston, Louisiana.
I definitely would not roll alone.
Like that.
Homeless or not.
That is a sad sight, y'all. I didn't know that people were that level of homeless until I went to New Orleans and I seen it. Well, actually, when I went to school in Charleston, like, that was my first time seeing everybody under the bridge. And if you went to school there or you live in Charleston or you've been in Charleston, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's so sad because they're literally on the outskirts of the part of the city that they pushed all the money into to rebuild everything. But then you push all the other people who had homes out of those areas and now they have nowhere to go. It's really funny to me to think too, because, and not to bring necessarily religion into this, but seeing people who call themselves of a certain status will walk past homeless people all day, every day.
I mean, I feel
give them like a weird look, or and I'm just like, that could be the person that you claim to serve here in the flesh to see how you would respond to them.
I mean,
and I remember someone saying that to me years ago, and that's why I don't mistreat.
I feel like speaking for the majority.
Well, one of the reasons why. Well, I never did, but like it made me see them in a different. That's the way.
I feel like speaking for the majority, because there are people that don't believe in anything, and they're good people.
They're great people.
Great people. So, but if you believe in something, that should be a foundational principle of, are you a good person?
Which is always like a battle, because I don't know if this actually like goes with this, but it's streamlined between, do you really care for these people, or do you only care about yourself? Because then sometimes those people come out their mouth and say, "Oh, well, you just need to pull yourself up by the bootstrap." And it's like, okay, well, you're telling them to go get a job. They don't have an address. They don't have a phone. They can't get the call back. They don't have interviews. They don't have the clothing.
Like the basic resources.
They probably don't smell presentable. Like, why are you saying these things as unrealistic as they can be, unless you're providing a safe place for them?
They like when you go, get a job, they can't get a job.
You have to have documentation, and people have lost all that stuff in their homeless. They don't have the social security card, birth certificate.
None of that. The stuff you need, they don't have, and they can't. And you guess what? To get those things, you have to have
money.
And they got to have, to get money. You have to have a
not door to explore, not filling the blanks.
Yeah, you won't fill these blanks today. I'm just letting y'all know, man. Like, our good people. You gotta have a bueno. Like, oh my god. Look, y'all, like our good, a job. Our good people, a car, boy. What?
Money to put gas in the car,
man.
Money to pay insurance on said car.
On the car, you don't.
Because the moment that you don't, they're telling the DMV and they're charging you daily for the tag on the car.
Man, don't get caught with that. What? So, like, our good people in and out, y'all. Just in case y'all forgot what the topic was about, I just think that
y'all comment. Y'all let us know what y'all think.
For sure.
Because I don't think that they are. I think that good people are around us all day, every day. And, like, people want to be good people. And maybe they're just afraid to be genuine, to be upstanding. I don't know what the problem is, honestly.
I mean, again, like, it just depends on your upbringing. You might have been raised to where somehow, some way, doing nice things. Somehow doing nice things. Like, oh, I don't know how that. I don't know who was raised like that. I'm just painting a picture of, like, maybe why people get. Oh, well, it depends. Okay, well, when you say simping, that's doing. I feel like that's doing nice things for a female.
Okay, fine.
I mean, you can be a simp for the world. Let's start a movement. Simping for the world. And instead of spending money on people that don't deserve it, spend money on people that do deserve it. Be a simp for the world. Be a simp for a homeless person. Find you a homeless person and spoil them. Fall out on them. Stop spending money on these ungrateful people.
Or even on things that you don't necessarily need.
Yeah,
like I've gotten to the point now in life, like in my early 20s, I wanted to make like food. And don't get me wrong, I still kind of want to make a good bit of money, but not for me. I know what I can sustain on, and I want to be able to give back and actually make an impact with that money like I always wanted to. But I just had to change some things about that, because certain parts of that and the way that people was helping me dream build or try to, figure out what I want in life was like a lot of materialistic stuff. So like big houses, fancy cars, like cars I've never heard of, cars that are like 6-figure cars, all these name brands. And it's like, I used to like put all that stuff on my dream board, blah, blah, this and the third. But it's like, now that I've gotten older and I see a lot of things that change my mind about life, the essentials, who we are as a people, and what makes us us. I don't care to acquire those things anymore. I wanted a car that's gonna get me where I need to go, and it functions well. That it's, got the essentials to it, and I'm gonna be good. I mean, you don't need to. You don't have to be brand new.
Oh shit!
You don't have to be brand new either, because my car is like 14 years old. So, like, I don't care.
Your car is a teenager.
Literally, teen Carla.
Your car is about to have its teen. Yeah,
teen Carla. That's crazy. But anyway, she already had by Mr. last year.
And that's crazy. Like, black people don't got no special birthdays. You know what I mean? We don't got no, like.
And then you turn 18, your parents are like, get the house, bye, leave.
That's
see
the birthday
you later,
right there.
Get up out of here.
That's as special as
I'm like, that's a generational curse. If y'all don't hear nothing else, I'll say that's a generational curse. She didn't do me like Stop kicking your children out of your home unprepared for life.
My mom didn't do me. I did. I was.
There's so much to be learned.
I do
between
feel
18 to even 21.
Oh man, yeah, like.
So being put out your house at 18.
College is good practice, though. College is good.
It is, and that was a stressful process, though, because you're learning so much about you, your time, things like that. But we're getting off time. Anyway, there's something I was going to say after. But yeah, I think. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't want those things anymore. Like, I don't care about name brands. I like clothes. Like, I care about certain name brands only if they're good for my body. If that makes sense. Like, I like Birkenstock because those are cork bottom shoes that have arch support, and I may sound old saying this, I don't much care. If y'all knew things that made your body do what your body needs to do healthily, you would do better.
Yeah, I think that's why, like, when people get older, they stop buying like the Nikes and the Jordans and start getting more like Skechers, New Balance.
Skechers are not good for you. Skechers are not good for you. If y'all don't know anything else about shoes or anything about your body and how the alignment of your ankles and knees and hips has to do with shoes that you wear, memory foam is not good for your body. Like, having memory foam shoes, once the memory foam settles,
something that pushes back.
Yeah, once it settles, and it doesn't have any type of actual, like, it has nothing to give you support. Basically, there's no support. So basically,
it's almost like a memory foam pillow. It starts out good, but over time,
I guess it just depends. But yeah,
just like anything else, you do got.
But that doesn't necessarily, because I mean, I feel like people shouldn't be wearing memory foam shoes at all. Memory foam might be good for your neck support, but shoes, no. You need something that's solid bottom that arch. That's right. But yeah, I don't care about the name brands. They don't care about us. They don't care to do anything good for the economy most times, or for the environment. They're just pushing back toxins into the environment, which is only then harming us. And if you're fueling more money into that, you're just fueling the problem even more. So to me, it's like, I don't have to make money to then pour my money into those things that are continue adding to the negative effect.
So I like where you went with that. So do you think like consumerism plays a big role? Let's talk about it. Christmas just passed. Of course, people are buying stuff they love. Like, how many people did something nice for somebody they didn't know? like without being forced to. A lot of times you gotta do a secret Santa that feels forced or obligated. But like, how many people did something for like home? You see like boys,
Yeah,
kids.
they collect jackets and stuff.
Yeah. I see that. I see like people give them like jackets, scarves, beanie, gloves, food, place to stay.
They would need to do better.
It's enough. I feel like it's enough people in the world to do that year round. Though. Shouldn't wait till
Absolutely.
Shouldn't wait till it gets cold.
Absolutely.
Summer's right around the corner.
It's just all these abandoned buildings could have been turned into shelters. And the money that comes to the city, instead of using it to fuel and promote stuff that we really don't need, and people can say what they want because these are businesses, and the businesses want to make revenue. But your revenue being brought into the city isn't actually helping the community unless you're that kind of person. If you're not a humanitarian and you're not putting your money back into the community, then you're only fueling the problem. Especially if you're an outsider, you came here and bought a business, or like you coming down here and like, yes, disrespect to the people that have caused the gentrification, especially in this area. But even the businesses that we knew, and even when I was in Charleston, again, there was places on King Street that had been there for like decades, and because they were raising the rent due to gentrification, these businesses had to shut down. They tried their best to fight as long as they could. Some relocated where they could. Some couldn't relocate at all. And I think that that's the most devastating thing because you're coming in as an outsider, buying up these businesses and land, and pushing out the people who have built this community. Has community here. Like, the people are trying their best to fight with what they have, and sometimes it's not enough. Like, I've seen certain things with celebrities, including Snoop Dogg and other people have helped this lady fight for her land in Charleston because they were trying to buy her out her land, and it's like, y'all don't even respect Gullah culture. Let's just keep it a bean for y'all to be doing all of that. So I appreciate them for standing on her behalf, but I feel like we should all be doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to the local business owners.
Mom and pop.
Mom and I love a mom and pop. What? It was my favorite. Like
I used to have a teacher who hated Walmart. He ranted about this every class, y'all.
What's crazy? Like, I love a good mom and pop gas station. I just don't trust the gas. Like, that's right. Oh man, that's messed up. Everything else though, man, they got the best. Everything else, the best prices. They got all the bootleg snacks. And the name brand. Oh, the bootleg. What do you mean? Yeah, they got the bootleg.
I like the places that haven't changed their prices.
Oh yeah, it's been the same for years.
And their drink, like I went into this mom and pop mechanic shop. They still do all they math by hand. They got like Rolodexes and stuff that they look in catalogs for. So like they got a computer, but like it's just for the essentials. It's not nothing fancy. It ain't no Mac, like none of that. And they had a refrigerator that had sodas in it. Woo. They had a refrigerator with sodas in it, and they had like chips and snacks and stuff. I was like, hey, can I grab one of these sodas? Because the sodas was like 50 cents, 75 cents, y'all. And they were like, yeah. And then because I had been waiting so long, he was like, it's on us. Don't worry about it. He was like, bro, not only did y'all not charge me $1.25 for this little can of soda, it was free. And the snacks were like 50 cents too. I love it.
Man, what? Man, walk out that thing, 2 nutty buddy bar for $1, 200 bucks, whatever.
That was cheaper than $1.25.
Speaking of honey buns, who told honey bun to upsize? Nobody asked for that. I like the little small. For that? I didn't ask for them to be bigger.
You didn't.
Oh well, okay. But now they're not even like 50 cents.
Somebody probably wrote them a few emails. To be honest,
I don't even like them. They don't taste the same.
Can we have adult size honey buns?
They don't taste the same.
Your taste buds evolve.
Yeah, that's why I don't really eat honey buns anymore.
But also, they changed stuff and changed the chemicals that they put in it, and they try to bring it back to us like we don't know that.
I try to read label.
Like Fruit of the Loom trying to take away their cornucopia, trying to act like they. Anyway,
are good people thinning out? I feel like, in conclusion, I'm a hopeful person.
If you're a capitalist, yeah.
Shit, I'm a hopeful person. I try to see the good in people before I go for it. And I have a 3-strike rule in different categories. Just because you're on strike 2 on something, that don't mean you're on strike 2 on something else. These are 2 different situations. So like, it's hard to keep up with that stuff, but believe it or not, I keep up with that stuff. I'm over analytical person, so it's like, but I try to surround myself with people that don't strike out. But I believe in the people. I believe that there are still more good people I just feel like they're dormant.
I feel like
they need to come back out. They need to come back out.
I think it depends on what we define good to. Because I think some people who
again, it's levels to it.
You're doing whistleblowers. They're doing God's work. They're doing good things out here, but they're being quieted or silent and blackmailed and blacklisted, blackballed. And it's like, how y'all gonna tell us what we can and cannot tell the world? And if it's the truth and you're mad about us sharing the truth, like, we should really be up in arms about it. Y'all, like, the government works for us. We don't want it out.
Didn't mean to get political on y'all. No.
Yes, I did.
She did. She's like, yes, I did. I mean, it all ties in together because, like I said, a lot of people, again, it could be a fear factor. They could be scared to do something good because think about it. People that come up with cures for things go missing.
They do.
People that come up with alternative fuel go missing because of the importance of oil. So it does tie in the government in a way. Like, so yeah, I mean,
did you move that?
The microphone,
the light.
Oh,
like
shit. Man, you will live.
It's so bright. You're trying to keep me in here.
Man, you will live.
My rip.
He hates the lighting. You will live.
No, it's too frosty. This melanin cannot thrive like that. But yeah, I don't think good people are standing out. I just think more good people need to stand up for the bad
ones. And I mean, again, there's that fear factor, because bad people have no moral, no rules. So, by any means necessary, they will.
That is hard sometimes because
they'll remove the competition, and anybody that stands up to them is quote unquote competition. So,
I feel like if you have to break the rules to do good, then is it really breaking the rules?
That's how I feel. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I feel too. Like, yeah. I have nothing.
Like, y'all, there's a man.
I have no rebuttal for that. If you got to break the rules to do good, I have no rebuttal for that.
Yeah, like this man, he keeps getting written citations because he brings food out to the streets of New York. I don't know, but he gets a fine. He gets ticketed every time they see him out there for feeding the homeless, y'all. Feeding the homeless. So if you're gonna write me a fine for doing this,
you know what's ironic? If they were real, we let a superhero.
They be tearing stuff
we
up.
let a superhero destroy half the city just to beat up a bad guy, and we wouldn't be like.
And then they go back to their headquarters.
Yeah, we wouldn't be like, here's that ticket for the damages. It's like who gonna tell him he got to pay for this?
That's the only thing that the boys.
That was accurate for me. That's why I liked it because I feel like that's how a real superhero would act in this society. Because we want, but we never give.
And not all of them are gonna be noble. And so the lead guy definitely showed us that his ego took over. His ego was outrageous.
That's like he was like, I do all this for y'all. So I get it. Like especially when you feel like you're the only one.
Like, he wasn't.
Well, he wasn't, but he felt like. That's what I say. Feelings are strong. Feelings are strong. When you feel like you're the only one. Nah. He was
hit my Viola Davis bag. Okay.
Just gonna hit SpongeBob on my head out. I mean, everybody wants to root for the misunderstood. I wouldn't call him a villain. The misunderstood anti-hero. The anti-hero.
He is a murderer.
Superheroes kill.
No, he was intentionally a murderer.
Well, yeah, he was.
Stop trying.
No. I'm just saying superheroes kill in general. And typically killing makes you a murderer. I am not defending this man. See how you? Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool. No.
Stand up, man. Hey.
Oh shit, it's not a stand up, man. I felt like he was just under a lot of pressure, and he didn't handle it well. He didn't handle it well.
Oh well.
Yeah, he didn't handle it well.
He didn't. He didn't do better. He's been around long enough to know better.
How old is he?
Oh, man, like oh.
I only watched like snippets, and I do remember like that scene where he fought his dad.
Anyway, I think more good people just stand up for those that are. And in the last statement, I'll say Cat Williams did a great job. Okay, calling out the bullies, calling out those who are lying, calling out those that are trying to change the narrative. I feel like we should continue to do that all day, every day. I thank God that we have platforms to. It's pros and cons because I hate that we can see what's going on in real time around the world because it causes me to be a little more anxious than I would like to be. But I'm thankful that they can't hide this stuff for decades and hundreds of years like they were doing prior to us having this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Back in the day, we might not have heard about what was going on in Palestine until it was in a history book.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're seeing
That's
this in
true.
real time, and yet it's still crazy how we're trying to figure out how to make them do what's right. And it's like, how do we as good people get that to the forefront when there's so many villains kind of gatekeeping? You know what I'm saying? So more good people are gonna have to step up, even if it requires sacrifice, because it's obviously going to. Like, if you think about what our ancestors had to do, like, yes, that sacrifice was gruesome, crazy. Like being mauled by dogs, hosed down. You can't sit in a diner. You're being hung in trees and lynched and stuff like that. Like, it's insane the type of stuff they had to go through for us to even be able to sit here and do this. You know what I'm saying? Have a home, or be black people who can express themselves in however way that they want to. And so even with that in education, just a small caveat, like I encourage y'all to keep in mind what they fought for and what we need to continue to fight for. Like, yes, that was maybe hundreds of years ago, but we're just facing a new level of oppression that still needs to be